Welcome back, everybody. December 21st, episode 14 of the Monday morning briefing. Get this out of the way. It's pretty much all purple. Got a few greens on there, some things that actually weren't for Christmas that I thought were, and so we pushed those. Pretty much got everything done. I've got one thing to do for the young lady that sews our caps. So if you've gotten one of our DG Saddlery logo caps, that's the girl that stitches up our caps and everything, and so we've got one gift that we're just going to meet her. So we're going to wrap it up today and meet her sometime this week. We've got to go do some Christmas shopping of our own and do stuff like that. So the rest of this week I'm going to clean this shop. This shop is a absolute wreck, and there's just junk everywhere, pieces of scrap leather everywhere, and piles of trash. I've got to we just kind of been going, trying to get everything done. So we got the bulk of our Christmas stuff shipped out on Friday. Our out-of-state ships pretty much all went last Monday, so they had a good, I guess, 7, 8, 9 days to get there. And so we wanted to be sure. We always do our out-of-state ships first, and so we got all those done. And then Friday, everything that went out is pretty much Texas. We do have a few packages that are going to be going out today, but they're going to relatively close to here. If we had to, we could drive them, but 2 or 3 hour drive wouldn't be something that we'd want to do. But they should make it there in time. We haven't noticed too much. There was a couple orders that we made shipping labels for that we did notice was a longer estimated ship time than normal. So I don't know if anybody else has been seeing that, but we have seen some of that through UPS, where there's some of them that would normally take a day that they're saying it's going to take 2 days. So that's what I was worried about. Hopefully you've got all your stuff done. Hopefully you're getting everything shipped out today. If you're not, I understand the stress if you're still working on stuff or whatever, but that's what we're here for, just to kind of keep you motivated. You'll get it done. Everything will finish out. Everything will work out. After Friday, the stress is over. I mean, the Christmas is here and gone, so nobody will be too worried about it if there's something that didn't get done. But so every year that I do Christmas, that's kind of one of the things that I look at is like, what could I have done better? How many orders should I really have taken? Did I take too much? Did I not take enough? Usually it doesn't really matter I've noticed to some extent it doesn't matter how many you take, you're going to stretch it out over that amount of time. But I'm going to try next year, I say this every year, but next year I'm going to try to do a more systematized way of taking orders, almost like scheduling appointments for a personal trainer or a lawyer or something like that. They schedule appointments, doctor appointments, stuff like that. I'm going to try to do it that way just so that I'm a little bit more cautious about how many things we take. Plus, we enjoy making videos. We're trying to do this for you guys and trying to be more of a resource for the leather craftsmen that are out there doing the Christmas. So I want to kind of scale back some on the amount of Christmas orders that I take in general, just so that I'm more available to assist and help as a resource for other craftsmen that are out there that are trying to get their Christmas stuff done. And if there's a way we can do that, that's what we want to do in 2021. But all in all, it went good. We had to put in some pretty tough hours last week to try to get everything finished. No all-nighters or anything, but we were here, all the time. The kids had a cow show this weekend on Saturday, and so I was not able to make that. I probably could have gone and still been done, but I was able to finish everything yesterday. And so if I wouldn't have gone Saturday, that would have taken one whole day out of my deal. And I'd rather go ahead and sacrifice that than sacrifice it sometime this week. Because we've got Christmas we want to enjoy. And so I want to go do some Christmas shopping with the family and do some stuff and get prepared, because we've got big family Christmas this weekend. And so that's one of the reasons why we went ahead and opted out of not going to the cow show. The kids and Claudia went. And they did good. It was a good show. So I got one more in January, and that'll be the end of this series. So then we'll be done, and we'll wait for another series to pop up or do something. But her heifer's looking good. Everything's going good. The little steer for my son, we ended up taking him to the sale barn and got him sold. But we got him off the feed bill, and he's gone. So now we just have the one show heifer and waiting on 2 cows to calve. So hopefully we'll have another couple we just got a little show herd, so we're just trying to get some stuff for the kids so they can show. So hopefully the next 2 cows will have heifers, because we had a little bull calf a few weeks ago. So, but real quick, I want to do a little thank you session, if I may. First, I want to thank Lewis Leather Sales. That's where we get. They're a Herman Oak rep, so they're a representative with Herman Oak Tannery. So that's who we kind of talk to when we need to order leather and what leather we need and that kind of stuff. But they sent us this very nice tin this year, full of candy-covered pecans. So there's all kinds of different ones in here. The white chocolate ones are going quickly. That's because I'm eating them. But they were real nice to send us that, and so we had some little sweets, which are always good when you're in the shop just hustling, trying to get everything done. So it's nice to have a little bit of candy. Also, we had some gifts come in from you guys that I'm really thankful. I just want to say thank you on the video, and we were kind of shocked when we got some of this stuff. It was really neat. One of the first ones we got was from Logos Leathercraft from Dan and Diane Cochran. Thank y'all so much. They sent us these really cool mason jar mugs. I've seen some of these online, just different people. Probably been yours, Dan, the ones y'all make. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're friends on Facebook and stuff, but these things are really cool. I hadn't seen any really up close, but that's a really neat idea. I hope you made a lot of these at Christmas time and got a lot of these sold. I would think these would be amazing little Christmas gifts for people and stuff. It's got a neat little... It reminds me of kind of like a sippy cup, but if I put a little mixed drink in there, I won't drop it, and if I do drop it, I won't spill it. But these things are really cool. I really appreciate that, and they also sent us a couple coasters, which I always like those. But thank y'all very much. They sent that as kind of a thank you, and we really appreciate it, and we will put it on our shelf with our... I have little keepsake stuff that throughout the years I've gotten from friends or whatever, and so I end up putting that, I'm going to end up building like a little shelf where we're going to display all this stuff. So, but thank y'all very much for sending us that. We also had, this came from Jackrabbit Java, and they sent us 2 of these packs of coffee, and apparently y'all are not happy that I drink Folgers in the shop. Actually, at home, I drink community coffee, and I really enjoy that community coffee. But this coffee right here, he calls it a Columbia Narino. I don't know. I'm not a coffee expert, but I think that's what it says. But it is from Jackrabbit Java in Thermopolis, Wyoming. And, man, this stuff's really good. I've already opened a bag over there and been drinking it all week long. So thank you very much, guys, for sending me that. This bag here, we're actually going to send to our podcast producer. And so he is going to partake in this as well. And I felt like I needed to share that with him since the folks at Jackrabbit are also listening to the podcast. So Lost Trade Podcast, if you haven't heard about it, check it out, Apple, Spotify. We got this a while back, and I meant to do it in some of the previous Monday morning videos, and I kept forgetting to stick it in there because I've been using them. But Dan Baldwin sent me this package here with... He bought our knife scabbard pack, the pattern pack that we have, and he made templates of the knife scabbard pattern, which is really cool. I actually thought about doing that before out of the acrylic templates. There's a lot of people making these. They're really neat. I've actually been using them just to make sure that they're the right size and dimensions and stuff, and they're perfect. They work out great, just like my tap-offs. I'm used to using a tap-off, but this makes it nice if I want to draw in pencil, because with a tap-off, you've got to actually wet that leather to tap it off, and this you can just put on there and trace around with a pencil. So if you're drawing with a pencil straight on leather like I do, that makes it a lot easier. But Dan, thank you very much for sending me these. They're really handy, and they're kind of cool. And I guess they were cut out and made. He sent me an email and I read it, but I can't remember. But they were actually made by Make Supply, I guess, is who made them. But anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate that. We're gonna go ahead and hang these up over there on our workbench, and they've come in handy. We've actually used them quite a bit. And like I said, I don't mind making something like that for yourself to kind of help you. Whatever helps. That's a cool deal. But thank you guys so much for the gifts. We really appreciate it. It was kind of a nice surprise. We get a lot of stuff in here during Christmas time. People sending us, either buckles or hardware or something for a project, this and that. So we get a lot of boxes in, and we open them and kind of sort them out, put what they're going for, what job they're going to. And Claudia had opened both of these. She goes, "Oh, this is for you. It's not for a job." So that was a really nice little surprise. Between the cups and the coffee and the patterns, it's overwhelming. So thank you guys very much for that. we enjoy packages like that on occasion that are just kind of different that we didn't know. Sometimes I do that to myself. I'll just order something from Weaver or whatever, and then kind of try to forget what it is, just so when it comes, it's kind of a surprise. So, and a lot of times it is, because I'm ordering stuff so frequently that a lot of times I forget what the heck I ordered. So that's why I read packing lists. That's another tip. Always read your packing list to make sure that you got everything that you paid for on that invoice. I used to not do that because I felt like, nah, they're a good company. They'll sure to send. It's not that they're trying to get something from you or not give you what you ordered. It's just that you got one lady you talk to on the phone, there's somebody else putting your box together and somebody else shipping it out and packaging it. Things get misplaced. They don't get put in the box, whatever. You always got to check that. Also, I got the shop, we got the shop a few things this year. Usually this time of year, we'll do some upgrades in the shop. Last year I did some edgers, and it just kind of depends on the year and what I need. We've been in business long enough that we don't usually need a lot of things as far as tool replacements and stuff, but there's some things that I've been wanting to get or I want to get, and the end of the year is kind of a good time to do that, just to kind of get it in that tax season, and that way the year's finished and I kind of make more appropriate, educated purchases where I'm not, just I kind of know where I'm sitting for the year, so I know what I need to spend to kind of level things out a little bit with the old IRS folks up there. But as we grow and stuff like that, and as DG Leathercraft especially grows, and as we go into 2021, there's some different products that we want to start adding and that we want to start doing to help that side of the business, as well as the DG Saddlery side, or the side that we make our products. And so we did order a clicker and a power splitter from Maker's Leather Supply, so that will be here sometime in January, maybe late January. But we went ahead and got that order placed. I know there's some things, COVID's slowing everything down, but we weren't in a hurry to get them necessarily, because I've got to get some lights fixed in this back building where that machine will go, and also get some power run. There's power back there, but I've got to get a 220 and stuff. So anyway, we're not in a hurry to get the machines, but we wanted to get them purchased and ordered this month, and that way we don't have to worry about it. When they come. But I also got with Bruce Johnson and got on his website. If you're not familiar with Bruce, he refinishes old machines and hand tools, and does a really good job. This is the first purchase I've made with Bruce, I believe, as far as for a machine. But I'm going to show you real quick what I got. But I ended up getting a benchtop splitter, a number CS Osborne 86. And the guy I learned to build saddles from when I was apprenticing with him, he had one, and we used it all the time. I mean, I used it. I think he had two of them. And then whenever we bought the business and he moved off, I've had a cheap Tandy one, is the only one I had, and then it petered out within a few years, and then we threw it away, and I haven't had one since. I've just done everything with a hand skiver and with a blade. And then, of course, I've got my Hanson lace cutter over there for beveling edges and stuff. But anyway, I've been wanting to get another benchtop splitter, and so we got one. So let's check that out. All right, so amongst the clutter over here on this little bench, here's the splitter. I made a little cover for it. I do recommend making a cover for these because the blade is on top. If you reach for something, get your arm in there, or if you've got little niños, my little kids come up here and they go to reach for something and come back, that blade can get them. So I recommend making some type of cover like that. It's kind of like I've got on the Hanson splitter, because that razor blade just kind of hangs out up there. And people always want to come and lean on your bench like this, and then they want to, walk off, and that blade will get them. So I always have that deal there. But anyhow, safety first. But this is the number 86, I guess, CS Osborne splitter. It's really neat. I've used it just a little bit, not too much here at Christmas, because that's kind of not my time to play with new toys, because I'm not familiar with them yet, and so I don't want to ruin a project. But I did use it to pull down some lace and some latigo and stuff, and it works really good. The one I first ever used at that shop I was apprenticing at, he didn't have this handle on here, so I got to do a little research on that, but I kind of like it. He just had like a little lever right there, but seems to work good. The blade's brand new. He did a really good job refinishing this thing, and we're real happy with it. So thank you very much, Bruce. And if you need any tools or anything, be sure and check out Bruce's stuff. I think this was right at $400, $425, something like that for this benchtop splitter, and it's worth every penny to me, because it'll never go bad. I mean, I'll always have one now. The little cheaper ones that some of the other companies sell, They're great to get started with, but honestly, the I don't know if it's the berries or what, but they just kind of break down over time, and they can kind of become a pain in the butt. So if you get to that level and you need a good bench top splitter, I would recommend visiting with him or somebody that sells some of these older ones that are refinished. I think they still make the 86. I think he told me they still make all the parts for them. They still make them, so they're a good one to have in just case I do need some parts for it or whatever. But that's one of the machines that we're adding. I'm gonna get me a little more coffee. A little Jackrabbit Java. As you can see, it's a mess. So I do have dies. I've never had a clicker in my shop, but I've used a clicker. When Court Saddlery was in business in Bryan, we used their good friends with Tony. They're the grandson of the founder, and Jimmy too, the owner. But when they closed down, we lost our ability to use a clicker. But they had a bunch of clickers there, so I would go use their clicker, man knife, stuff like that. So that made it really nice. So over the years, we have had clicker dies made from Texas Die. I think it's Texas Custom Die. They make really good dies. That's only one we've ever used. Like, not that we have a lot. This whole box contains all of my dies, but I've got a rig slide die, which is what we use on our full double D riggings. I've got a die for a pretty simple little spur strap that was real popular with us that we do. I've also got a die for the knife scabbards or knife sheaths, but this die will actually be really handy because cutting these out by hand kind of sucks. So we might be offering here in the new year material packs where we'll sell these clicked out. So keep an eye out for stuff like that. I've also got dies for our rig catchers and latigo keepers. And I got a wallet die, and then that's a little tab for the spur strap, which I really don't like this one. It's a little too small, but it actually comes in handy for chap belts, for certain chaps, certain leggings. Also have a hobble strap die that Tony said he accidentally forgot to put in the box. We just got these back. Claudia was up there taking Santa pictures, and Tony's wife and her and us were all pretty much family, and so they were meeting with the kids to take Santa pictures, and I said, Tony, send my dies with Courtney so I can get them up here. That way they're here when the machine gets here. I can play with it and get it all figured out. The clicker that we ordered is from Cobra. We got it from both the machines we ordered from Leather Machine Co. And we got a 10-ton clicker. I think that's going to be plenty big for us for quite a while. I thought about getting the 20 for a little while, but I'm never going to cut out fenders. I say never. I probably will never cut out fenders or skirts or nothing. In fact, I can probably tell you I'll never will, because I'm always changing those lines. I'm always trying to refine them, make them better, this and that. And that's one, it's a very expensive die to have made for like a skirt or a fender. And two, I don't know that I have a bunch of different fender styles that I use. I'm always drawing new ones. And so I don't have just one that I use. So I don't see a purpose in having that made. But for like the riggings, which I don't like cutting out, cantlebacks, horn parts, rig catchers, we've got those. There's certain saddle parts that we will have dies made for, but for the most part, my saddles are hand cut. I'm always changing the lines. It's futile to try to have dies made for that. But things like your flank cinch, I may make that. I think that may be pushing it for that machine at a 10-ton weight. But we'll just have to see. I don't know a lot about clickers, but we're going to get it here and try it out. But the main thing is for like the smaller items, wallets, interiors, knife sheaths, cutting belt tips, different things like that. I think it's going to come in real handy. And then of course the power splitter. I've got a ton of scrap skirting leather that from the saddles and everything that we used to pull down on a band knife, and then we would use that for our wallets and our knife sheaths and stuff like that. There's no reason for that leather to go to waste, but when it's 13-15 ounce leather, and you really can't do a whole lot with it because it's so heavy. So we're hoping to kind of up our efficiencies a little bit next year with our scrap leather leather use, and trying to put all that stuff to work. But 2021 is going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of stuff planned. We've got a lot of work on the books already coming into 2021, so we're still taking orders every day. So we feel blessed and thankful that that's happening, just in light of everything else that's going on. But We also want to thank everybody that's bought any hoodies or t-shirts or any of that kind of stuff from us. We really, really appreciate the support. And if you ordered last week, everything went out, so hopefully it'll get to you in time by Christmas. You know, we don't know. I mean, this time of year, everything seems to be getting there in proper time and all that stuff, but we hope that that if you got your orders in early enough and everything, you'll get everything and have it there if you're giving it away as a Christmas gift. But if you're ordering this week, we'll get it out as soon as possible, and maybe, depending on where you are, maybe it'll get to you by Christmas Eve, and that way you can have it under the tree if that's your goal. But we really, really do appreciate the support on some of those new merchandise products that we've come out with the tail end of this year. And we've got more coming. We've got some more ideas and just different things that are just fun to do and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really glad to be at the tail end of it. Christmas this year this is the first year that I haven't had Freddie. And I remember whenever I had Freddie with me and stuff, Freddie was very valuable to me during Christmas time, especially because he liked to paint and he did edges and he did all that. So once I got something tooled, I could hand it to him. He would get it all painted and antiqued and dyed and all that stuff. And then I could assemble the belt, sew it up, and then hand it to him, and he would do the edges and put the snaps in and pretty much get it ready to roll. And so that really, really helped me a lot. This year it was a little, I didn't really think about it going in, and Claudia's been helping quite a bit, but she's tied up doing all the ships as far as getting everything packaged and doing all that. And now the kids are out of school too for Christmas, so it's just kind of been pretty much me in here. So I've been having to do all the edges and all the painting, all the dyeing and all that. So I'm glad I didn't take any more orders than I did. And like I said, I had a couple that we had to kind of like, hey, this came in kind of late, so we're going to have to push it just so that I guaranteed that everything went out on time, because I did not want to ship a bunch of stuff tomorrow on Tuesday and then hope that it gets there in 2 days, because I don't know that it would. But yeah, this is our first Christmas without Freddie, and well, I mean, he was with me for 8 years, so I guess more like 7, but yeah, it was the first time without him. Hope he's doing well. Seems like he is. I've been touching base with my buddy that he's working for and stuff, but everything, we sure did miss him this year, just because he was very, very helpful when it came to that. And then as far as the repair has been standstill. I have not had a chance to do any repair, so we've got 4 or 5 saddles over there that are piled up that after this week, we're going to have to get after it and get those caught up and then get back on our saddles. And then we've also got a pile of custom work to do. But yeah, after Christmas, we're going to have to get at it and get those repair saddles caught up. It's just one of them things, you know, I don't like turning away repair because I feel bad. I don't have anybody to send them to around this area, and really didn't have that many in Bryan either. And so I've always just done repair just out of necessity to help the client. But the first thing I got to do this week, now that we're pretty much done, like I said, I've got one little thing to make for our cap lady, and she does a really good job, so we want to get her taken care of. And but other than that, I've got to clean this shop because it's filthy. But before we go, let's go do a snowman update. 4 days till Christmas. That's our snowman update right there, 4 days. So I hope all y'all are in a good spot. If you're not, don't stress. Is what it is. Ain't no big deal. We're learning. Every time we do a Christmas, we're learning. I'm learning too. This has kind of been a little bit more of a stressful Christmas for me, in a new shop, new town, new shipping circumstances, COVID going on. So it's been stressful for everybody. Don't freak out. If it gets done, it gets done. If it don't, it don't. You'll move on and try again next year. And we're learning every year, so it's not that big of a deal. And people understand, especially this time of year, they understand what's going on and how busy everything is, and everybody's stressing. Even people that don't make things, they're stressing because they got to do Christmas shopping, and so they got to fight the crowds and do this and get things shipped to them on time and everything else. So, and that's the part of Christmas I don't like as much, is that we end up turning a good time of year into a stressful time of year. And so maybe one year we ought to not build anything and just kind of, we can't do that. Nobody can do that. Christmas time. Everybody's got to, we're Santa's elves. That's what we do. That's what we're going to do, is make stuff. So just hopefully every Christmas we can get a little bit better than we were the last year. But that's the snowman update. No big deal. Everybody knows we got 4 days. Get done what you can. Get it shipped. Get it out the door. That's all I got for you this week. And it's just a great week. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're getting down to that point where you can kind of relax. Maybe pop the top on a cold beverage in your shop and just kind of sweep around. And just kind of look at all the things that you made this Christmas and all the orders and all the blessings that you got by your customer base. And I hope it was good for you. if you are still hustling and trying to get everything done, just try to take a breath and relax and know that it will get done. You get it done every year. So just keep pushing and it'll all work out. I want to thank everybody that's found our channel, that's been watching our videos and stuff, and for all those that have been with us since the beginning, thank you very much. You've helped to make 2020 a great year for us, even with the move and the coronavirus and everything else. We just, having the channel and having the support from you guys has just been really, really overwhelming and awesome, and we really enjoyed it. And we're hoping that 2021 is going to be a heck of a lot better year than what this year was, just in the world in general, and hopefully we can get this year behind us. But we really want to thank you for the support and the emails and the interaction with you guys. We're really enjoying the channel, really enjoying growing the teaching side of this business, and having the support from you guys has been great. So we hope that you guys have a Merry Christmas, and try to relax, take a little time, finish out this year strong and joyful, and just try to spend a little time with family and get this year behind us. We've only got a couple of weeks left and then we'll be done, and we can get into 2021 and see what it has in store for us. And hopefully it's a little more on the lighter side and fun side, but we'll see. And keep following our channel. If you haven't already heard about our podcast, we do have a podcast called Lost Trade Podcast, and you can find that on Apple or Spotify. We've been dark the last week or so just because we've been, obviously have been in here in Christmas, but as we go into 2021, we'll get on more of a regular schedule. My producer has been on my butt about that, so we will get on a lot more efficient schedule where we'll kind of get a date and time set to where the podcast releases every week, and then you can listen to it whenever you want, but you'll know that there's an episode every week then. But we've really enjoyed starting that podcast and adding that to our collection of stuff here for you guys to help you as another resource to add to your list of things to listen or watch. But again, I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas. Thank y'all again so much for the support, and we'll catch you next week on the Monday Morning Briefing.